Hello everybody and welcome to Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. It's obviously a very difficult time for everybody. The global pandemic of the coronavirus is still continuing. Things are being cancelled and shut down left, right and centre. And obviously W3L is not immune to this as well. We are doing everything we can to try and run as normally as possible to bring you the W3L action that you want to see. But obviously a lot of that is out of our hands. And all I can suggest is that you stay tuned to all of our social media platforms because the situation is changing daily and we're trying to stay on top of it as best we can. So stay tuned to all of them, Facebook, Twitter, website, that sort of thing, and we'll keep you informed. And as soon as we know, you will know as well. I think the best thing to do is just to have this week's match because we can at least bring you some wrestling to help take your mind for 20, 30 minutes, whatever it happens to be. And this week's match comes courtesy of our friends at Full Tilt Wrestling. When we visited Newcastle at the end of February, they were gracious enough to donate 2 wrestlers to us and put on a guest match. And that's what we're about to see. So courtesy of Full Tilt Wrestling, let's go down to ringside as Classic Jack Knoxville takes on the Golden Boy, Zayne Freeman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and we have got a special guest match coming for you this week. It's courtesy of our good friends down at Full Tilt Wrestling. They're based down in Newcastle, and they have hand-picked 2 of their very best stars to represent them here on Wrestling Showdown this week. In the red trunks we have Classic Jack Knoxville. He says he is a super serious technical wrestler who dislikes silly indie wrestling. Probably doesn't watch a lot of British stuff, I'm guessing. And he is taking on in the black and the gold, the Golden Boy Zayne Freeman, and Jack with a massive shove. These 2 men do know each other pretty well. There's no love lost between them whatsoever as Jack runs right through, and you can imagine the pressure both men are feeling, not just because they want to get a victory over the other one, but oh wow, lovely move. It caught Zayne Freeman with the boot, but they're representing their home promotion as well, so a lot on the line in this contest. Roll up, folds him in half, but Classic Jack turns it into a Mahi style cradle, and these guys going at a rate of knots, and that's what happens when you're so familiar. And it's been Knoxville all in the early going in this contest. The Knoxville, one of the longest tenure members of Full Tilt Wrestling. He was there right at the start of their debut event. He's a former Alpha Prime champion, so he gets a huge chop, and he lost the title to Zayne Freeman. So you can tell there's a lot of animosity between the 2 there as he clotheslines him to the floor. And things are going Classic Jack's way, aren't they? So like I said, this match comes to you courtesy of our good friends down at Full Tilt Wrestling. They're based in Newcastle. They tend to run their events in seasons, and they held their pilot event back in November of 2018, and they've been running fairly regularly ever since. Their shows feature a mix of people coming through the Full Tilt Wrestling Academy, like the 2 gentlemen you see in front of me, as well as some of the other more established stars from the northeast of England's wrestling scene, and people from further afield as well. As an example, the W3L Women's Champion Emily Hayden has been down there, as has our sensational Seabirds teammate Christopher Saint, as Classic Jack launching himself off the apron. He has been dominating in the opening minutes of this match. Oh, Zayne Freeman ducks in behind him. A standing switch. Again, both men know each other pretty well. Oh, Jack tried to fake him out with the foot. He lost his British wrestling as Classic Jack, hence the name. Oh, but Zayne Freeman catches him. And whatever Jack was going for. Oh, he's overbalanced. Jack changed his momentum, changed his weight, and Zayne Freeman overbalanced and then rolls to the floor. He nearly came a cropper or a move of his own devising there. Mentioned he took the Alpha Prime Championship from Classic Jack. He has since lost it, had a 126-day reign. And I mentioned the Seabirds. Zayne Freeman's actually wrestled up in Scotland. Both these men predominantly active around the Newcastle area and sort of the North East area. But he wrestled up in Scotland for Respect Pro Wrestling. One of our good friends through the west of Scotland there. Of course, I mentioned the Seabirds we saw just a couple of weeks ago in that lumberjack match. Emily Hayden defending the women's championship against Anastasia, and it was Christopher Saint that interfered in the match to allow Hayden to retain the title. And now that the Seabirds have united here in W3L, I can only imagine the chaos they're going to cause. They're going to be watching each other's backs. I do wonder what they're going to do next. What does it mean for the women's championship? What does it mean for Emily Hayden and Christopher Saint? I guess we'll find out. There's a chase on. Freeman racing and ring, slides in. Oh, and he kicks the rope. That's always a drawback to being in second. Zayne tapping the skull, just saying, I knew what I was doing, I was a step ahead of him. And a bit of a judgment call, really, kicking the rope, because I mean, technically it's an illegal assist. I guess you do whatever works. So he rams a shoulder block right in the middle of Classic Jack. He barely turned, he just turned to hit the ropes and he got caught with it. And what a smack over the back, hit with that forearm, reverberating around the room. And now you see that Zayne Freeman slowed the pace down. He's got things going his way. And another shoulder. It's more something to expect from super serious technical wrestler like Classic Jack, wouldn't you? And there we see it, Zayne Freeman needing to get an advantage over his opponent, so just throttles him on those ropes. Arguing with the referee there. Jack sent flag. Oh, sunset flips. Nearly overshot and folds him up. Gets him at the corner. Zayne Freeman right against the ropes. I should point out that Full Tilt often use a 6-sided ring. So if these two men are more used to that, this is going to somewhat throw them off, having only 4 sides. There's a lovely roll up by Classic Jack. Because a 6-sided ring is at a different size, got different spacing of course. Even things like the tension in the ropes is different because the space in the turnbuckles, the length of the rope between those turnbuckles, is shorter invariably, so it gives the rope a different tension. So being in an unfamiliar ring really makes a big difference. And again, both men having to accommodate and adapt to that as Freeman drops that elbow. And then he seems to have things going his way. Of course, a good chunk here will no doubt help propel them further up the ranks in Full Tilt Wrestling. We even see them returning to W3L at some point as well. Imagine them tackling some of the W3L stars. I think either of these men be a good challenger for your breakout champion Roderick Jones. Even Wrestling Showdown champion Kevin Williams. As oh, hold on a trip. Now that's the move that Kevin Williams has used. Beat Tommy Cross with that here in Showdown to retain the Showdown championship. Oh, back suplex. I don't know if Jack was going for a bulldog, but Freeman hoisted him up and drove him down. Just ends up a count of 2. So close though. I think it may be the case that one of these men will have to pull out something new, something kind of different. Oh, jab right in the throat. Again, judgment called by the referee there. Succession of strikes. And a nice DDT as Jack was coming off the ropes. He was falling anyway, and Zayne just drove him down even harder. But even that deep cover doesn't get it. Huddle folded up really nicely, pulled the legs, a lot of weight stacked on the shoulders. And now just arguing with head referee Jamie Jones about what is going on, complaining that should have been the 3 count. You don't want to argue with the referee. You want to concentrate on your opponent. I think Freeman would have known that since he's battled Classic Jack before, but he's taking his focus off his opponent and is giving Classic Jack the opportunity to gain a couple of lungfuls of air to clear his head slightly, and he's swinging wildly. Not the best punches you may have ever seen in your life, but he's flailing away considering the damage he's taken. Don't know how much damage they're doing, but it's certainly keeping Zayne on the back foot. It's that back elbow. There's not a lot of power behind these elbows, but it's all classic Jack can do to fire back on his opponent after the pummeling he's taken. Oh, just about landing his feet there, flips at the back. Oh, nice move, springboards off with the uppercut. That's what he needed, but extra momentum. Corkscrew through there and clobber Zayne Freeman. Obviously slow to follow up, but understandable. Classic Jack Knoxville needs to clear his head a little more, and he's feeding off this audience, revelling in their cheers and their support. Is he going for that bulldog? Oh, second time it gets countered. This time he's launched at turnbuckles. Freeman following up with that forearm. And Zayne Freeman stepping out in the ring apron. What will he go for here? Climbed the top rope for the first time in this match, but took a fraction too long. And here comes Knoxville. He's repositioning himself. Now hold it, he's tried the bulldog twice and it's failed. Was he going to go for it off the middle rope? Oh, Zayne Freeman lands that frog splash that has brought him success in the past, and it brings him a victory here. What a great contest from our friends at Full Tilt Wrestling. Zayne Freeman wins the match. It was a spirited opponent in classic Jack Knoxville, but Zayne Freeman gets the 3 count after a lovely frog splash. Great showing by both men, great showing from Full Tilt. Thank you to them. Hopefully we'll see them both again sometime here on Wrestling Showdown. Thanks again to Full Tilt Wrestling for that guest contest. Both impressive wrestlers, I'm sure you will agree. You should check out Full Tilt Wrestling. If you're ever in the Newcastle area, they're on fairly regularly down there. Of course they're on Facebook, Twitter and all that sort of stuff. Go check out Full Tilt Wrestling. Again, thank you to them. As it pertains to the live W3L action, we are hopeful we can still bring you some, but of course events may conspire against us and our hand may be forced. But like I say, we are trying to stay on top of things. As soon as we know, you'll know. So stay tuned to all of our social media. Connect our website W3LWrestling.com and send it to the mailing list while you are there. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us on Instagram, subscribe to this channel, and remember we've got playlists for years, the past 5 years of wrestling shows. You can watch that at your leisure. And of course I'm going to be here every week. The very least we can do is bring you pro wrestling every Sunday at 12 o'clock, courtesy of W3L. But stay tuned, we will try and keep you as updated as we can. Stay safe everybody, and hopefully all is going well. We'll see you live when all this is over.